Toastmasters, welcome guests, and in particular Hira. Hira's speech, do you live in the world, or does the world live in you? I thought this was a really interesting topic, and of value to everybody in this audience. It didn't matter where you came from. This topic was going to be something that you could either reinforce your knowledge or learn something from. I thought Hira's preparation was good. She brought some notes up, put them down, but then left them there. Clearly she had rehearsed and prepared for this, and she lived her topic, which brought it alive for us. The organisation of the topic was one of the key points of the objective. I thought there was a logical flow. She introduced the topic and the terms that she was going to use that were specific to that topic, like self-fulfilling prophecy, beliefs, filters and perceptions. She gave examples and talked about the media and the influence the media has on us with regard to positive and negative thinking. Talked about her own attitude and then brought it back to us. Nice, logical flow for the speech. Let me go into that in a little bit more depth. For the opening, I loved that title. I thought it was great. So I was a little bit disappointed that the first thing that Hira said was an apology for the title. It was a good way in, but I felt she had chosen that title for a good reason. She should be able to express that introduction and that explanation in positive language, especially as positive language was some of what the topic was about. So I'd like to see that presented in a positive light. Then in the body, I felt Hira could have made more of this speech, and when I heard it was just under 5 minutes, my suspicions were aroused. There could have been more in there. I confess that I did check with Hira. She did have more, but it didn't get said. So the extra examples to explain how our beliefs influence our thinking would have brought it even more alive so that we could all brought into the topic. Then the close. I like the personal touch. I like to know how Hira sees the world and whether the world is in her or she is in the world. That was a really good way of bringing the whole thing back together again. But I thought the close itself was rather abrupt. Suddenly, what about you? I would have liked to have more made of that. Ask us more questions, get us thinking more about how whether we are thinking positively or negatively, and what filters are strongly influencing how we show up in this world. I'd like to commend Hira on her transitions, which was another one of the objectives. Really good at the beginning. Things like, let me explain. Let me go back to that question. Very clear that she was moving on in her speech. Those were the key objectives of the speech, but Hira also asked for a comment on her voice. I felt the voice was fluent and steady, but just occasionally it goes down a bit at the end. So keep the energy up throughout the sentence and emphasize some of those endings. Her body language was open, smile was great at the beginning and at the end, and that really drew us in. That is a signature for Hira. So thank you, Hira.